The difference between a PIA and a DPIA, because we tend to use these words interchangeably, and in fact, they do represent different kinds of risk assessments. So when we think of a PIA, particularly traditionally, because PIAs existed well before the GDPR codified the concept of a DPIA, PIAs are used to identify and mitigate risk that's related to a product or a service or even a business process or anything related to your organization. And we really find that historically, this has also been in play when it comes to the concept of privacy by design. Whereas the DPIA, that data protection impact assessment, has a slightly different focus, because the goal here and the objective, and it's one of the things that the panelists are going to take us through, is the objective of the DPIA is to understand the risk that data processing activities present to the individual whose data you're processing. So the two are complementary, but they are looking at risk through a different lens, because it is not solely focused on what is the risk to my business. It is also taking into consideration what potential harms might I cause through this processing to my data subjects. So a little something to keep in the back of your mind, especially as we start to realize that here on the US side, so again, most of our participants are from the US, we're starting to see a proliferation of requirements for PIAs at the state level. So we've got up here on the screen requirements, the different states that have requirements. And in most cases, we see this triggered by targeted advertising and those types of things. And the panelists will get into that as well. But the flip side is that on the DPIA side, under GDPR, we see that there's actually specific criteria that need to be met under Article 35 that mandate the use of a data protection impact assessment. So different kinds of strategy in play when it comes to understanding your business processes, and in turn, the kind of effort and what's going to actually come from these two different types of assessment for your organization.